Hello, my beautiful people. Everyone, welcome to this your space, learning from history. Today, we will be talking about two very interesting characters in the history of mathematics, who are about nothing more and nothing less than our beloved and mentioned Euclides of Alexandria and Leonard Paul Euler. The main objective or purpose of this video is to deepen and publicize relevant information about two of the largest contributors that have shaped what mathematics is today, since it is very important to make known generation after generation the most outstanding aspect about such magnificent eminence. Now, I leave you with the expert on the subject.
Euclid of Alexandria was a Greek mathematician who contributes important foundation of mathematics and geometry. Euclid's contributions to these sciences are of sure importance that they are still valid today, after more than 2,000 years of being formulated. This is why it is common of five disciplines that contest the adjectives Euclideans in their names, since they base part of their study on the geometry described by Euclid. The exact day of which Euclid was born is not known. Historical record has made it possible to locate this place sometime around 325 BC. Regarding this location, it is estimated that it took place in Athens, because Euclid's work showed that he knew in a depth way the geometry that was generally from the Platonic school, the women in that great city. This argument held until it followed that Euclid didn't to know the work of the Athenian philosopher Aristotle. For this reason, it cannot be affirmed in a conclusive way that the formation of Euclid was in Athens. His work as a teacher. In any case, it is known that Euclid taught in the city of Alexandria when King Ptolemy, who founded the Ptolemaic dynasty, was in command. Euclid is believed to have risen in Alexandria around 300 BC, and that they created a school dedicated to the teaching of mathematics. During this period, Euclid gained considerable fame and recognition as a result of this ability and this gift as a teacher. An anecdote related to King Ptolemy I is the following. Some records indicate that this king asked Euclid to teach him a quiet and summary way of understanding mathematics so that we could learn and apply it. Now I'm going to talk about the main contributions of Euclid. The first is the elements. Euclid's more recognized contributors has been this work entitled The Elements. In this work, Euclid compiled an important part of the mathematical and geometry developments that took place in this time. The second is Euclid's theorem. Euclid's theorem demonstrates the properties of a right triangle by drawing a line that divides it into two new right triangles that are similar to each other and in turn are similar to the original triangle. Then there is a relationship of proportionality. last contributions I will talk about is Euclidean geometry. It is difficult to give a exact definition what is Euclidean geometry. In general, this is referred to the geometry that encompasses all the concepts of classical geometry, not just Euclidean development. Although he called and developed several of these concepts.
Excellent, Jessica. I consider that all the information you have offered is very interesting, but it is also very important to mention another great mathematician who is Leonhard Euler, who was born on April 15, 1707 in Basel, Switzerland. He is considered one of the leading mathematicians and one of the most eminent of all time. This Swiss mathematician is recognized as one of the original fathers of pure mathematics and made a decisive contribution in the areas of theory, calculus, graphing, and mechanics. As with other brilliant minds of the history, his works and theories are still being published and studied. Even today, some of his proposals are fundamental parts that make the search engine that we use every day to surf the internet much faster. Brilliant and outstanding from the start, Euler managed to enter the University of Basel at the young age, and with only 16 years old, he obtained the title of Master of Philosophy. Historically, Euler is considered to be the person with the most publications and studies made to date. It is estimated that only a limited 10% of all his work have been studied. His contributions touch many areas that his influence reaches our days. Actually, there are many very relevant aspects that we owe to him. For example, the function and mathematical notation, logarithms and in-number, calculus and applied mathematics, among other things. In relation to the function and mathematical notation, Euler was the one who first proposed that a result or magnitude of any operation is a function of another if the first value depends of the value of the second. Referring to logarithms and in-number, Euler established the use of the number e. This value became one of the most important irrational numbers. This mathematical constant is defined as the base of natural logarithms and part very important of equation of compound interest. And in relation to calculus and applied mathematics, this big mathematician introduced new ways of facing and solving fourth-degree equations. Also, he deduced the way to calculate integrals with complex limits, and they managed to find a way to calculate variations. On the other hand, during his life, this great mathematician wrote a lot of pages. Among his entire collection, the most relevant works are the next: Solution to the Geometry of Position, Introduction into the Analysis of Infinity, Differential Calculus, among other things. Finally, it is important to mention that Euler died September 18, 1783, leaving a great legacy.
Janelli's interesting information and contributions on the great mathematicians Euler. After the expert deepened insight relevant information on two of the greatest contributors that have shared what mathematics is today. There is the great mathematicians Euclid of Alexandria and Leonard Euler. We can reflect on the great importance they have had on over time and they have today. They contribute all these characters for the understanding and development of mathematics. So to finish, we hope that this information will be of great benefit to everyone. We appreciate your attention and see you in another segment of your space learning for history.